The Montreal Canadiens are trying to find some consistency under Dom Ducharme, and a big part of that lies in the hands of Jonathan Drouin. It dates all the way back to the duo's Memorial Cup win with the Halifax Mooseheads, and there is undoubtedly a bond between the two. Whatever that bond is, Drouin has taken his game to a whole different level under Dominic Ducharme, and it's somewhere that the Canadiens have been looking for him to take his game to ever since they dealt him for prized defensive prospect Mikhail Sergachev. Now, it might not have transpired exactly the way Habs fans and their brass might have liked it, but Drouin is starting to play to his potential now, and the points are starting to come. The goals will start to come too, assuming he's able to stay this consistent moving forward. Whatever line Drouin has been a part of this season, he's made better, whether that's with Jesperi Kotkaniemi or Nick Suzuki centering him, and that's a big positive for this Habs team that needs his creative presence up front. If you look close enough as well, there's even more responsibility for Drouin defensively this year, who has been a much better two-way forward for the Canadiens so far. Look no further than Ducharme throwing him out there with under a minute left, with the Canadiens protecting a one-goal lead versus the Winnipeg Jets on Monday. This is a new player right now, and you might have already formed your opinion on him in the past, but if you have, I suggest you look very hard for a new one, because this Drouin appears to be here to stay. Another player that has adjusted very well under the new Canadiens coaching change is young Habs center Jesperi Kotkaniemi. People have been quick to write off the young center, but he's growing every game and looking like a player who's going to make a very good top six center in the National Hockey League one day. In 2 to 3 years, Kotkaniemi is going to be an absolute physical terror. People forget this kid is still growing into his body every day and adding muscle. Patience is going to be very key with him, but I have little doubt that he's going to be a very good center in this league. It's been an up and down season for Artturi Lehkonen and the Canadiens' fourth line, to say the least, but I thought he had one of his best games of the season on Saturday night, playing on the all-Finn line with Jesperi Kotkaniemi and Joel Armia. He looked engaged at both ends of the ice and made a really good play in tight, driving the net, which you don't exactly see a lot of players of his stature doing. The management of the fourth line has been fairly weird, to say the least. I'm really surprised we have yet to see Michael Frolik be inserted into the lineup. You'd think that with the lineup juggling that they've done so far, we'd at least have been able to see him earn a game and see what he had to contribute to this Canadiens team. It can't be any worse than what the current Habs fourth line is doing. I'll exclude Corey Perry from that list, though, who has performed well above expectations for the Habs this year. The problem lies in Paul Byron, who is clearly a shell of his former self right now, and Jake Evans, who is still a young centerman trying to find his way in the National Hockey League. If the Canadiens plan on being active at the trade deadline, don't be surprised if they pick up a fourth line center who can handle a little more defensive responsibility and win some faceoffs. That's it for me today from Cook's Corner. As always, put your comments down below in the comment section and let me know what you thought of Jonathan Drouin so far this season. I'm Zach Cook. We'll see you later.